Now I may be a few months behind, but now that you guys see the light go on the recent Frieren video, I can finally say Fern stood on business! Nah, I'm just playing. But she did take the spotlight away from Frieren for a second with this episode, not gonna lie. Now I already watched this episode before, but seeing her stump on Lugner again, bro, it's crazy to me. Like, she really turned him into a donut. That's crazy work. This is another reason why Frieren is peak. These scenes showing how much she really trusts in her pupils, that she let them single-handedly solo demons. If Frieren isn't a second Gojo, I don't know who is. Now we all know how every anime character has that Sasuke character. The one who was quiet, strong as hell, nonchalant about most things beside of Frieren being a baby and Stark being a perv. That character is Fern. So me, Fern, the GOAT of the anime. Probably my top 2 as the recent events. Recording this while purposely being stuck on episode 16 is wild, by the way. I want to save my watch since I kind of want to make another video of this being called Fern in Minutes, while we'll go over every single entire Fern episode and make it a summary and basically sum it up to one big old video. Soon after that video is done, we'll most likely be coming to an end of the Frieren series on the channel. Not because you don't like it, but because it's literally quite seriously ending, like soon. I'm gonna miss this anime a lot, so for the rest of the weekend I try to go over my mental health limit and edit every single Frieren video, and along with that try to do one more video while finishing the Frieren series. Hope you all check out this anime and let me know what you think about it down in the comments. So episode 15 was more of a wholesome episode, of most of the screen time being on Fern and Stark as they would go to this ball, we should say, get dressed, get ready, and oh look, they're forced to dance now. They end up being dance partners, and our boy Stark actually locked in for once. He's locked in. Mayday, I repeat, he's locked in. So he offers Fern to dance, you know what I'm saying, making that first move, and surprisingly surprised Fern. Surprisingly surprised, yep. He did so well that even she forgot that he's a loser and a pervert. Nah, I'm joking. I actually like Stark as a character a lot. So we basically seen them having probably one of the best dance scenes to ever be seen in anime history. And for all the horny watchers out there, Fern is taken. And basically that was like the big event and like the huge moment of this episode. I mean, to be honest with you, that was probably like one of the best things to happen in this episode besides from everything else. I mean, like a dance scene, come on bro, what beats a dance scene? Like a romantic one at that. We start off in episode 16 with this weird looking worm. Thought it was something else for a minute. Then we realize it's a backstory of another member of Frien's party. He goes by the name of Goatee Priest. Later down the line, Frieren takes the group on an adventure to meet an old man, for the last time before he passes. Frieren of course tells the group they'll be there for a decade, and Frieren responds absolutely shut her down.
Thank you, Fern. We'll stay for a decade or so.
We're staying 1 week at most.
Frieren is the type of person to travel 10 years to find a flower that can make food in 10 seconds. I mean, I guess it's good, but it's like, bro, I'm not gonna survive that long. Like, where's the KFC? They get there to the old man, and of course Stark is already talking shit.
Remind me, who are you again?
He's totally decrepit.
And Stark gets bamboozled into dropping his guard, and then the old man says,
Arrogance is the greatest weakness of people and demons alike.
and so basically he'll be training with him before they leave. Going back to the priest, we see him thinking about his old friend he met back in the 1200s, and then he also says,
Because if I want to become an unforgettable hero, then I need a more memorable name.
I mean, that is cool and all, but throughout the entire time, bro, I ain't seeing no chicken, I ain't seeing no watermelon, I ain't seeing no Kool-Aid, nor bitches. I mean, to be honest though, I kind of feel bad when I think back at it, because he kind of like lost his friend in a way. Like, that was the same man who literally like stopped him from being depressed. That was the same man who went and got a picture. He was really W mans, bro. Now like I feel like he just kind of gone, you feel me? Gotta set this whole nother journey out just to find that true mans again. And now I think about it, you know what I'm saying, kind of being related to statues and kind of being like, no, saw as statues and like heroes from back then, it is kind of cool, you know what I'm saying? And so he has his own motive for this field trip as well. They begin to look around and see who may have known about his friend, and they run into this old lady who knows exactly who he is, but it's a stubborn old lady. Yeah, and I mean, she's like actually stubborn, like, you know, like she even says it, like, yeah.
I'm a stubborn old woman, as you can see. I'm not telling you for free.
So she makes them do chores around the village in order to spill the beans. They get done with mostly all the chores, and here comes the last one, the answer itself. The old lady brings them to the statue of 2 heroes that means a lot to her. These heroes turn out to be Goatee Priest and as well as his friend. Well, kinda. You see, back then they looked like the statue, so his friend said,
From now on, call me Gorilla Warrior.
Why would we do that?
and so after they roleplay of becoming cool heroes, oh yeah, and also not to mess up the video, but the horny priest was actually kind of like a father figure for them, if you would say. And so we're still in the backstory, and basically his friend is saying how they're gonna become heroes and everything like that, and he'll be like the #1 hero in the village and everything like that. Basically roleplaying, as I said before. And he also gets made fun of by the horny priest, and then that's when he earns the title and name of
Goatee Priest. Now how's that for unforgettable?
And during the end of the episode, the old lady actually only tells him where his friend is located and the last time she's seen him. And turns out bro is across the world, he's in Uganda. And so to end off the episode, he actually kind of lost himself and is not sure whether he should stay with Frieren or look for his friend. Yeah, not gonna lie, bro is saying his goodbyes. With episode 17, Frieren and the group continues to travel and eventually gets caught in a snowstorm. Are you retarded? But a little bit before that, Fern and Stark actually had a moment. So because Fern hands was freezing while gathering dinner outside, she decided it was a good idea to put her cold hands on Stark's face. The rest of the group begins to get lucky and find a place to stay for the night while searching around the mountains. Of course, Frieren wants to get turned on my books. Soon after messing around and getting settled, Frieren meets the priest at a tavern and asks for help. You see, while he was drinking and getting lit and Frieren was being horny about book spells in them, I know they're called grimoires, okay, let me be funny. Back at the crib, Fern and Stark got into a little fight. So Fern opened up and said it was Stark's fault while pouting, and then Stark being Stark just feels bad and agrees with her. Down the line, the priest speaks to them both one at a time, and Stark's side of the story, he said he wanted to get back at her from earlier when she touched his cold cheeks. That sounded very strange. I meant to say when he touched, y'all know what I mean. He said it wasn't his intention to make her upset, he was only playing around and didn't mean any harm. And of course, the Riz GOAT priest tells Stark that women do not like being treated as kids, and basically says it's okay little bro, lock in. Fern's part of the story was actually almost the same, but she didn't mean to get that upset, and said she doesn't even mind him touching her face. It just reminded her of when she was little and got restrained by people. I guess that's what she meant. And so they both apologized for the childish outburst. Coming into the only sad part of the episode where the priest, know what, I'm not gonna say it, but farewell. And while heading back to the house after gathering food for dinner, he sees an asleep Frieren and a half-dead Fern. Turns out she really has a bad cold, and Frieren decides it's best for her to rest. And so they both find another place to stay up in the mountains while her and Stark look for a cure. On this short journey, they have a deep conversation about life and how relationships work. Fast forward into Frieren finding these huge ass mushrooms. They return back home and cure the one sick Fern. After that, they leave and head out to the city of magic. And that's for another day.